Hello, my name's Steve Barrett. I'm the Editor-in-Chief of PR Week. I'm delighted to be joined today by Scott Allison, who's President and CEO of Allison & Partners. Scott, welcome to PR Week. Good to have you here.
Yeah, Steve, thanks for having me here. It's great to see you.
Now, you're turning 10 years old as an agency, aren't you? So how have you dealt with that? Sometimes that's a difficult transition for agencies, so how have you gone about, or does it not really matter?
No, I think it does matter. I think oftentimes 10 years can be a real middle of the road, kind of the fork in the road, and you really have to make a decision where you go as a company. I mean, we've definitely taken some time this last month to reflect on the beginning of the company and where we've been. It's funny, we started our company on September 4th, 2001, a week before 9/11, so we really equate the start of our company with that milestone. Yeah. So we went through all the 10th anniversary, and it brought back really a flood of memories of what a difficult time that was. It was a very hard time to launch. 10 years later, we now have 130 people. We just opened our 10th office, which was in London, so 10 years, 10 offices. We really feel like we've achieved a great deal in 10 years, but frankly, we're even more bullish about the next decade. We are excited about the next 10 years and really getting ready to launch some very interesting things as we reposition our company.
We'll talk about that in a minute, but one thing you did last year was you became part of MDC Partners, which is a different type of holding company, isn't it? And you have an arrangement there where they own 51% of the company.
They do.
But what difference does that make, say, from being part of, I don't know, WPP or Interpublic?
Well, I think Miles Nadal's come up with a very creative way, and I think MDC they want to take a stake in your business, but they want you to continue doing what you're doing and build your brand and really become truly partners and help grow your company. And they've been tremendous for us. They've really helped us. They helped us open our London office. They've helped invest. We're doing different research that they have physically invested. It's a partnership. So every decision that we make as a group, and they give their opinions and thoughts, but it's a little different than having something forced upon you.
What would you say the major difference then is between someone like Miles and, say, Martin Sorrell?
Well, I think the numbers become much less of a focus. I mean, of all the conversations we have with MDC, less than 1% involves really numbers. Everything involves growth, culture, expansion, and I think that's vastly different. I think the larger holding companies are really focused on commoditizing and what are the numbers, and oftentimes it becomes a very short-term, quarterly driven decisions, cutting back on staff to make numbers, cutting expenses to make numbers. It doesn't really lead to building something for the future.
And on that note, you were talking about some work around creativity that MDC and yourselves have invested in, that you're going to be launching at almost to mark the 10 years.
We really believe that creativity is the currency of the future, that companies really see creativity as the lifeblood for reimagining their businesses, whether it be a big brand like GE or a small startup like Dropbox, which is a client of ours. At the heart of it is creativity. Now that was our belief, so we want to go out and test this. So we teamed up with MDC to launch a creativity index, and we've spoken to and done surveys with 200 different CMOs, CEOs about the importance of creativity in their businesses. Overwhelmingly, it came back that this was absolutely front and center of what they're looking to do.
But isn't creativity, that's for ad agencies, isn't it? Where does PR fit into that, and where do you guys fit into that?
Well, I think that's a good point, Stephen. I think creativity, though, can touch so many different facets. So if you look at creative just for creating an ad, that's what I think one piece of the marketing mix. Our look at creativity is how companies and institutions are taking creativity and really taking it to the next level. We've got an amazing client in San Francisco, Inkling, which is a former Apple exec, and they've taken an iPad application, and it's how you can get all your textbooks at college on your iPad. It's a huge environmental push, it's a space-saving push, it's going to revolutionize the college textbook industry. That's creativity.
Okay, and PR can lead the way within that. They're not sort of the scruffy child waiting outside for the ad guys to finish their conversations with the client.
Not at all. I think it's really changed, Steve. I remember when I started in this business that we oftentimes did feel like we were outside of the conversation. But over the last 10, 15 years, PR firms are now getting much more time with the CEO, the CMO, and frankly, the pace that things work at in this day and age. The CMO, the CEO, wants brilliant ideas, and they don't really have time to worry about where that idea comes. We are really having a chance to share the table and talk through different ideas.
Okay, well, thanks for joining us today. That sounds like an optimistic note for the next 10 years. We look forward to finding out more about the Creativity Index.
Thanks for the time.